Hey everyone, welcome to Wolfen's Gaming 10. Today we're unboxing the game Nidavellir. This is a bit of an interesting unboxing for me because I've played this game multiple times on Board Game Arena, so online, and it's a little rare for me to actually look at the physical components for a game this long after I've played it so many times, basically. I've played it quite a few times over the last month and a half since the game has been out on that side. It's a fantastic game. I love it to bits. So it's just funny that I'm going to be seeing what the actual physical components look like so long after I'm this familiar with the game as is. But such is life. So today we're going to crack into this box, see what's inside. Now, Nidavellir is largely a card-driven game where you're trying to build out a tableau of dwarves that you're recruiting with the, of course, final objective of scoring the most points possible. And the game is published by, and let me just flip it over and see if we can get the names over here. So Gur Games and BlackRock Games. Hopefully I'm pronouncing Gur, there's an E at the end, correctly. And of course designed by Serge Leggett, and I assume this is for artwork by Jean-Marie Minguez. Again, my apologies to both of you in case I'm pronouncing your names incorrectly. Overall, sort of like a simple but elegant looking cover. I definitely like it. Even though, you can, this might be a bit of a sort of like a personal thing for me. And at the back end, you can, of course, see some of the components that's in here. But we'll see what these are as we crack into it. So on the back of the box, it says Fafnir woke up. Nidavellir is in great danger. A mission of the highest importance is entrusted to you. I would say take the theme with a pinch of salt. I've played the game. It's a card-driven game. You're looking to build a tableau. You're looking to recruit dwarves. You're looking to get points. That's pretty much it. But again, let's crack into it and see what's inside. And as you can see, the game also has a Star Seal of Excellence. So you know that it's been reviewed quite well on that site, as it were. Right, simple but elegant. That would be my way of looking at this cover art over here. Pretty typical inside of the lid. And as you can see, lots of empty space in here. Looks like we have a whole bunch of card holders. Again, it's funny because I didn't realize the game had card holders, but there we go. So given the fact that it's a card-driven game, you have these. I assume that's what these are. Yeah. So let's put these to the side. Whole bunch of Ziploc bags. And then, of course, cards, because that's pretty much what the game is largely about. So we'll look at these at the very end. But let's move on and see what else we have in here. There's a score pad, which is pretty handy. It's not double-sided, single-sided, but it does seem to have quite a few pages in here, so should last you a good amount of plays, so should not be much of an issue. But it is definitely something that's quite helpful because you will be scoring for multiple different sections. It's always good to have something that helps you add that up. I mean, you can do that on the calculator as well, I assume, but this is handy in a game that definitely benefits from a score pad. So good to know that it is there. Right, next up, we have a bunch of cardboard as well as the rulebook. Obviously, we'll maybe start off by looking at the rulebook. So the version that I have here has the English and the French language rulebooks by the look of things. I assume these are both identical. We'll just quickly flip through and confirm. It does seem to be. Yep, so we'll just have a look at the English language. And I think that should give us all a sense of what's in here. So it gives you a little bit of the background, goal of the game, the different components that you can expect to see in here. So again, obviously a whole bunch of different cards. You have tavern signs, a bunch of coin tokens, and gem tokens and gem markers and so on. And then of course you have the kingdom map board, which is sort of like how you'll be tracking points for certain factions, I think. I don't know what's a good way of calling it. You have the setup, and here it gives you an image of what it might look like once the game is finally set up. board anatomy, card anatomy, just so that you can understand what the different sections mean. Determine the bravery value of this of each class. So this is basically telling you how you can score the different types of dwarves that you can recruit over the course of the game. So it gives you a sense of the scoring as you go into the gameplay turn itself. So you have the turn sequence, enter the dwarves, bid revelation, active Elvaland turn. Elvaland, I guess I'm pronouncing that correctly, or maybe not, I'm not sure. Trading gems, end of age 1, group evaluation, end of age 2, and end of the game. Hero specificities, I'm just getting tongue twisted here. And then you have the different kind of cards explained, as well as explanation of the different heroes that you can see in the game as well, which is it looks like a nice touch. I mean, you didn't really need to have this in here, but it's always a nice touch that there is a bit of a lore and a background that's put in behind these characters. I'm not really sure if these are actually based on historical characters or if these are just fully fictional versions of whatever these are. But it's a nice touch in there and something for you to dive into if that's something that's of interest to you. But otherwise, it looks like there's a few pages for the rules, but generally it's a somewhat easy game to pick up and get into, really. So I would say that, if you see sort of like 5 or 6 pages of rules and turn structure and whatnot going through it, do not be daunted. It's a pretty easy one to pick up and learn, although of course your strategy might take a bit more time to develop as you go through multiple playthroughs. But generally, I definitely like the look and feel of this. Lots of good visuals that helps illustrate how things might or might not work out. So that's Nidavellir. Oh, we didn't check out the back. So it gives you the game summary, cards in play. So it gives you a sort of like a synopsis of how many cards you can expect to come up with each of these different factions. So nice little handy cheat sheet to have at the back of the rulebook. Next up, we have these cardboard tokens. And these are the different coin values, which basically sort of like dictate the initiative order in which you may sort of like pick up dwarves from the taverns, as it were. This is your gem token, if I remember the name correctly. And this is sort of like your player board that will go to the side that you will be putting out dwarves against. Thickness is definitely good, as you can sort of like make out here. Feel solid in the hand. And these are all punching out pretty easily. So far, components are definitely pretty decent. More of the same, more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. Some more coins and another gem token. And these are your Tavern Markers. So this is where you'll be putting down your different coins face down in order to bid and see who gets to pick the dwarves first from the different taverns. And you should have 3 of these that you'll be recruiting from in a given round. And these, if I remember correctly, again, obviously these were not in the online implementation in the same way, but these will basically form the stack that you would have the coins go into. So not something you need, but it's just sort of like a nice thing to have as a visual display. So you'll be doing a bit of assembly with these different pieces in there. And you can see that this has, if I can pull this out correctly, that these have punch outs on the inside as well. So sort of like where the coins can go in, basically. Again, if I remember correctly, the images that I've seen of the physical components. So I think that's what these do. That's that. And then some last bits of tokens. Again, everything is punching out quite well. Have not really had any major issues so far. So as far as the cardboard quality is concerned, well, at least I definitely am pretty happy with what I've seen so far. And then last but not the least, the cards, the piece de resistance of a game like Nidavellir. So let's crack into it. I already know what the artwork looks like, but it is exciting for me to be able to show all of you what these look like so that we can all have a look at these together as well. And again, I've not seen these in person. This is the first time that I am doing that. So all of these have different backs. Now these are, I believe, age 1 cards, which is why you have these different backs. And these are age 2 cards, which is why you have the 2 gems at the back right there. Whoa. Well, that went south fast, but no harm, no foul. Most of these are all still here. So let's have a look at these and what the different cards do. So artwork wise, these are all black and white prints. Obviously, if you can tell, there is some color on the banner up at the very top. And yeah, so again, I like the artwork. Now there is a bit of repetition between the same types, obviously. So these, for example, are repeating between the male and female artwork over here for these different banners. And then for the green, again, male and female, and I assume these repeat as well. So there is going to be repetition as far as the artwork is concerned between individual guilds or factions or type of dwarves, whatever you want to call it. But for the most part, I like the quality of the artwork. There's a good level of detail going on in here. And you will find some more uniqueness with the heroes that you get to recruit, I assume, which we will see in a few minutes, I hope. So, and these are cards that you will have the opportunity to win at the end of age 1, basically. So depending on whoever has the most of a particular type of dwarf will get these cards, which will give them some sort of a one-off benefit at that point. And yeah, so let's see if we can find some of those hero cards that I was talking about. I think this is one of them, if I remember the game correctly. But there should be more in here with artwork that is a little more unique than that. So again, back of the card. These are the heroes. Okay, so they have these backs right here. And these are all cards for the second age. All right, so again, the dwarves for the particular factions, that you can see sort of like the artwork carrying over from what we had seen earlier. But these are the heroes, and they will be a little more unique. So you can, and they will even come with their own names. So you have Bonfio, Aga, Dagda, Errol, Kral, Dara. I'm not going to go through all of these, but rest assured, these are unique. They all have their own abilities and whatnot. So every single time you complete a set of different kind of dwarves, you get the opportunity to recruit one of these heroes onto your tableau, and they will often come in and they'll give you either points or certain abilities, or help you in some other way or form. And yeah, so that's there. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of these cards, but this hopefully gives you a good sense of what's in that deck itself. Generally speaking, the card stock quality is decent. It's should hold up well to different plays. This is not fully standard size. It's a little smaller. This might be the smaller standard. I'm not sure, but I'll figure this out before I get to sleeving it, which I will do for this game. But that's pretty much it. That's what you get in the box for Nidavellir. Where's the lid? Here we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the unboxing. If you have any thoughts, comments, feel free to leave it down below. And if you enjoyed the video, do give it a like and subscribe to our channel. In the meanwhile, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.